Maggie, and I'd love to say a big hello to Miss Amanda's class. Welcome to Career Day. I'm excited to get to talk to you about my career, which I love so much. Like I said, my name is Maggie, and my job title is a social worker. And some of you may know what a social worker is, some of you may not. There's probably a social worker that works at your school, actually. And you may or may not have ever met that social worker or talked to them, but hopefully it's a nice person. So what do social workers do? Well, social workers do a lot of different things, which is really cool. Just like a teacher could teach in preschool, or it could be a high school teacher, or a math teacher, or a science teacher, or a gym teacher, all different things. And social workers can work in all different kinds of places. Sometimes they are therapists and counselors. Sometimes they work in hospitals or schools like your social worker. My job is to work with kids who are in foster care. My job is called child welfare, and so we make sure that all kids are safe. So if for some reason it's not safe for them to live at home with their mom and dad, then I help kids to find a different home until they're able to go home and be safe there. So sometimes we also help kids who just may not have everything that they need at home. Maybe they don't have enough food or things like that. We help to make sure kids have everything that they need to be safe at home. And for kids who can't be safe at home for a long time, then sometimes we can help kids to find a different forever home and for them to be adopted. So I do all kinds of different things working with kids who are in foster care. Now, Miss Amanda asked me, how long does it take to become a social worker? Well, in Maryland, you have to have your master's degree, and to get a master's degree after high school, when you guys graduate from high school, and it's a big celebration, you walk across the stage and get your diploma, then the next thing is that you have to go to college and graduate from college. So after 4 years, you go to graduate from college, and then the next thing is to go to graduate school, and that takes about 2 years. And then when you graduate from graduate school, you get what's called a master's degree. So I have a master's degree in social work, and then after that you take one really big test to become licensed. Not like a license to drive on the roads, but a license to become a social worker. And once you pass that big test, then you can become a social worker. So it's about 6 years after high school that you got to go to college and graduate school to become a social worker. What is one reason that I became a social worker? I kind of have two big reasons. Number one is, I don't know about you students, but I sometimes get really bored. And so for me, it was important to find and choose a career where I could have different kinds of jobs within that career. So in social work, like I said, I could work in a hospital or in a school. I could work in the court system. I could work for the government to help make laws that protect children and families. I could become a therapist. And then there's a lot of different jobs even within child welfare, like I said, I do. So, yeah, there's a lot of different jobs, and so that was important to me to get into a career where I could have just some different options. The second reason was because I love children and families. It's so important to me to make sure that children have a safe place to live, and so that's why I chose child welfare in social work to work with kids in foster care. Because I wanted to make sure that kids and families were safe and were strong. And I knew I wanted to work with kids, but I didn't really want to be a teacher or a nurse or like a daycare provider, so I chose social work. The thing I love most about my career, I love that I get to work with families and children, and I get to build such a special relationship with them. I do home visits, which means I go to their houses or their foster homes and make sure that they are doing well. I get to go to school meetings. If any of you guys have like IEP meetings or meetings with your teachers, sometimes I would be the one to go to those too. And so it's just really fun to me to be able to build relationships with kids that become excited when they see me and know that I'm someone who gets to help keep them safe. So I love that. And yeah, I just like making sure that families and children are safe. And like I said, sometimes I get to help kids become adopted, and that's a really special day to celebrate with them. Something fun or interesting about my job, I had one crazy experience where I had a client who was pregnant, and when she went into labor, there weren't a lot of people who were able to be at the hospital with her, and so I got to be there with her, and she was kind of young, and it was a scary experience, and so I got to be with her throughout when she had the baby, and I actually was the first one to hold her baby ever. Mom was really tired after she gave birth and wasn't just ready to hold him yet, so I got to hold her baby, and that was just such a special experience and a really kind of bonding time with her. And then something else really cool about my job that a lot of people don't know is that social workers in my job specifically often go to court, and so I get to go to court and talk to judges and attorneys and lawyers, and sometimes sit in that special stand that you see on TV, and I have to raise my right hand and say, I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, right? And get to talk to the judge about what I think is best. So that's a pretty cool experience. It's a little scary the first couple times to be sitting up there, but you get comfortable after a while. So that's a fun fact. And just as a side note, I also, as a social worker, I have 2 jobs right now. So my other job is that I get to work at the hospital, and I work in the emergency room, so with just children. So if you guys were to go to my hospital and you have an injury, then I would be the one that, the social worker there that gets to kind of just help make sure that everything's okay, or if you guys need a ride home, to help you do that. So it's pretty exciting. Like I said, social workers get to do a lot of different things, and that is so fun. So if you guys have any questions, ask Miss Amanda. She can pass them back to me. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope that you guys, like my sweatshirt says, face your fears. Whatever you might be afraid of, or you might be scared to go into explore a career, or you might think that it would be really hard or difficult, but I hope that you guys will face your fears and put on a brave face and know that you can do whatever you set your mind to, because you guys are world changers. So have a great day and have a wonderful rest of your career day. Bye, guys.